Hey fam, FamiLei here, and today I'm going to take you behind the scenes on how I create my YouTube videos from start to finish. I know a lot of you guys have been asking, and I love to share my creative process, so you guys ask, I deliver. I don't know why I did that. If this is your first time here, I empower young adults to dominate their personal finance decisions based on their values. So if you're into that, subscribe and give this video a like. I'm going to share my creative process, the gear I use, the studio setup, and how I edit my videos. So stay tuned. Whenever I have a video idea that I think would be really cool, I jot it down into a notebook or on my phone. And even some nights I'll just sit down and come up with a list of 5 video ideas that I really love. And on top of that, you guys give me amazing video ideas when you guys leave comments down below. So if you guys have a suggestion for a future video, go ahead and drop a comment. But going through my list of video ideas, I will pick one to start planning deeper, further, harder, faster, stronger, better. So I have a topic to create my video around. The title of the video, I don't really necessarily know until the end, but I have a loose title that I can work and move forward with. So after I have a topic, I like to think of the purpose of that video, what exactly I'm trying to bring to you guys, what value I'm offering to you all. And for this video, it's simply just to share my creative process and hopefully inspire you to start your own YouTube channels or other creative outlet. Then I go into a rough outline. I used to type up everything online, but there's something about just having a good old-fashioned pen and paper and writing everything down that feels really authentic and empowering. So I will write my main talking points of this video, basically an outline that I revolve my content around from start, middle, and end. You guys might be wondering if I script out my entire videos. I used to do that, but then I would try so hard to stay to the script that I felt like I wasn't really offering my own personality into it. So nowadays I just have that main talking points and then I go freestyling here and there like I am doing right now. So meta. So after I have the topic and outline, I have the recording session. But before I record anything, I like to actually shoot the photo for my thumbnail first. On YouTube, the 2 most important factors for a video to blow up is the click-through rate and the view duration. The click-through rate is really based off of the title and thumbnail. So if you have a trash thumbnail, people aren't gonna click on that video and won't watch it. And on top of that, the longer the people watch your videos, the more the YouTube algorithm believes it's a good video and pushes it out to even more people. So with my thumbnails, I've tried a lot of different experiments with them. Some stock photos, some including my face, some just like artsy aesthetic photos. And I personally like taking aesthetic photos and having me in that thumbnail. So after I've thought about the kind of thumbnail I want to make, I'll set up the photo, frame it just right, take the photo, and then jump straight into recording. The first thing I record is A-roll, which is basically the main footage of when people are talking. So right now, this footage you are watching is A-roll, in contrast to B-roll, which is the footage you overlay on top of the main footage. So this is an example of B-roll. And with A-roll, it's just basically me talking to the camera. And so lighting and audio is super important. My lighting setup is basically just 2 things. One is a box light that I have at a 45-degree angle to my face to kind of make a shadow over here. And then I have another backlight back here that I'll change to a certain color. If you know you wanted more reds into the shadows, then I would turn it red, or a like sunset orange, which is what I usually go for. Boom, how's that? If you guys are interested in the equipment that I use, I will have the entire list in the description box below, so go ahead and check it out. That's basically it for lighting. And then for audio, I have 2 microphones I use. Both of them plug into the camera directly. One of them is a Purple Panda lavalier mic, which is this, and I basically run a cord from the camera under my shirt and on my collar attached here. And this is really good with picking up noises around this area. The other mic I use is a Movo shotgun mic, which is basically just sitting on top of the camera and I just talk to it. Both are pretty good, both serve different uses, and I use one or the other depending on the situation. The first and biggest question I get asked is what camera do I use? And I use the Sony A7 III mirrorless camera. I got this camera 1.5 years ago and I absolutely love it. Because it's a mirrorless camera, it's super lightweight compared to all of the DSLRs out there. And the biggest reason I got this was because it's a fantastic hybrid. It can shoot amazing photos as well as record videos in 120 frames per second. So for that super smooth, buttery B-roll, this camera is a beast. So right now I'm shooting on 24 frames per second. Sometimes when I know I want to do slow-mo and I'm feeling lazy, I'll just slow myself so it looks like it's slow-mo. So without changing anything, still on 24 frames per second, let me show you an example of me sitting down on this desk. That was it. That was not slow mode at all. That was me just being slow. When I first got the Sony a7 III, it came with the kit lens, which is a 28 to 70 millimeter lens with a variable aperture, and it's pretty good. The one issue I had is I sucked at lighting, so all my videos were super dark, and so yeah, I don't really use the kit lens anymore because I got two prime lenses. One lens I have that I'm recording on right now is the Samyang 24mm 2.8 aperture, and this is great for shooting wide angles, especially in my room where it's actually pretty tight. It makes it seem bigger. The other lens I have is the Sony 50mm 1.8 aperture lens, and this is the one I take for a lot of my B-rolls because it can really create that blurry background, which makes everything in the focus super sharp. So I absolutely love this for B-roll. I got these two lenses because I was on a tight budget, and these only cost a couple $100 each, which was amazing. A lot of the better lenses out there for Sony can easily be over $2,000, but these two lenses are fantastic. The one downside, I guess, for video is that you can't zoom in and out because they are prime lenses and they are basically fixed. Kind of similar to like old phones, they only have, you can't really zoom in and out unless you do a digital zoom, which you lose quality in that anyways. I slap on my 50mm lens and get video recordings of like products or anything the video is about and get some dope footage there. For the most part, autofocus on the Sony a7 III with those lenses are superb, so I don't have to do manual focus at all. I just set it up and let it roll, do my thing, get that dope footage or whatever I'm recording, and then voila. So after I've taken the thumbnail picture, recorded the A-roll, recorded the B-roll, I will take it all and throw it into my PC for editing. First thing I do is edit my thumbnail, because if you don't have a dope thumbnail, people won't click on it. So I go into Lightroom, pull that photo up and edit it to my style. I personally take a lot of inspiration from this guy who goes by Short Stash, and he takes beautiful pictures that aren't overly saturated or anything. They're actually typically pretty dark and not really saturated, but his color tones is just amazing. So take that, usually brighten it up for the YouTube thumbnail. After editing that photo in Lightroom, I transition that into Photoshop, where you guys have probably noticed I have a white box around all of my thumbnails and kind of make this 3D effect in it, and that's basically done by just taking the eraser tool and erasing whatever I want to appear to be in front of the white box. After editing the thumbnail, I will go into the video. I use the free edition of DaVinci Resolve. I used to use Adobe Premiere Pro when I was a student and had that sick like $19.99 a month student deal, but I am no longer a student, so I transitioned to DaVinci Resolve, which is one of the best softwares to use for color grading. I'll create a new project on DaVinci Resolve and drag my A-roll clips onto the timeline, and I don't jump straight into editing and making a bunch of cuts, because if you do that, then you have to color every single clip. So I'll go and color the entire clip before I do anything else. So first I will color correct, make sure that the whites are actually white in the video, and then I'll work on the skin tones and make my pale ass skin actually orange. Nah, just kidding, I'm actually Southeast Asian and pretty tan year round. I learned how to color on DaVinci Resolve through this one particular YouTube video, and I'll go ahead and link that video in a card in the upper right. But after I get the skin tone right, I go into color grading, getting the background colors the way I want it, typically adding blue into the shadows, and then maybe warming it up to add in some like sunset orange gold vibes into it. After I get the coloring done, I dive straight into the cutting. I do talk quite a bit and I make a lot of mistakes, and I have to cut out more than you probably think. I'll end up taking multiple cuts, saying the same line over and over again, and I just can't hit it until after like the 10th try. After I get the cutting just right and I don't have like awkwardly long pauses between anything, then I will go and drop in the B-roll footage. I try to disperse the B-roll throughout the different places in the video, so it's not just me having a talking head to a camera the entire video. I think that's totally fine if you're providing value the entire time. I personally like to add in some spice, some other footage to keep you guys entertained and keep things fresh, you know what I'm saying? After adding the B-roll, I will color grade those as well. And then also some things I like to do is just to overlay a green/grayish screen and then text over that for the main talking points to really drive those talking points home to you guys. So after that, the visual part of the video is pretty much done, and then I focus on audio. I make sure to equalize my audio so that it's pretty loud without clipping at the loudest parts, and then I throw in some soft background music. A lot of my background music is instrumentals, and I find that through the audio library on YouTube, MusicBed, and Epidemic Sounds. For the most part, I'll be watching another YouTube video and hear the music in the background. I'm like, wow, that is so dope. So I'll take out Shazam and try and find the title of that music. But honestly, like finding music is really difficult. Honestly, it's tough because people have all these different tastes. I have my own, music creators have their own. It could honestly be a full-time job. I had problems in the videos in the past where I would make the music way too loud compared to my A-roll audio where I'm talking, and the music would just dominate over my voice, and I still get comments about those on my really old videos. So I know that's a thing, and I think I'm much better now. So make sure the music is really soft underneath. You can still hear that beat, but you don't really focus on it. A lot of the music I use, yeah, they're instrumentals, and they fall under the category of chill hop. Just something with a consistent beat. It's like modern elevator music or coffee shop music. It's just in the background. You may notice it, you may not, but it's just a chill, dope beat. After I get the footage edited, color graded, and the audio just the way I like it, I export it, and then the video is finished. From there, I'll upload it to YouTube and then finally decide on a dope title, write a description, tags, yada yada yada, and then upload that to YouTube for you all. If you're a YouTuber yourself and you've done some of the things that I'm doing currently but found better ways to do it, then please leave a comment down below. One of the things I did not mention is that sometimes I will bulk edit. So I'll create the outlines of 2 videos, and when I shoot my A-roll, I'll shoot 2 videos, which is actually what I'm doing today. I typically don't do more than 2 videos because that gets me 2 weeks out, and I like to keep things fresh. I don't want to like make a video and have to wait an entire month to post. I don't know, that's just not for me. If you found this video valuable, give this video a like, and if you have any recommendations for future videos, let me know. I'll see you all in the comment section below. Peace.